All rise for the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Alvarez.
Present.
Councilwoman Eckhart.
Here.
Councilman Larka.
Here.
Councilman Lord.
Here.
Supervisor Hay.
Here. Notations of the exits in the front and the rear, an electronic device. Please put it on vibrate. Okay, make a motion to open the public hearing to amend Chapter 138 and Chapter 54, the ZBA appeal of building inspector denial.
I'll second.
Waive the reading of the notice as well. Second as well.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Currently, the zoning board of appeals, if you go to the building inspector to get a building permit and you're denied for whatever reason, you have to go to the zoning board of appeals. The amount of time you had to make an application was 10 days. It was not sufficient. One of our other rules was, what, 60 days too, as well?
It was, yes.
So we're making it consistent within our law. So it's changing from 10 days to 60 days. And that's better for the public. And I wish I had known about a month ago, because I wouldn't have to wait so long.
I think it conforms to state law too. Tony.
Okay.
So,
So that's the purpose of it. Is anyone here tonight to discuss that? Seeing none, I make a motion to close this public hearing.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to go into the work session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I brought this forward the last meeting. It's an analysis of the water districts here in the town of Southeast. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it, but we've updated our sheet a little bit. I'll bring you up to date, and the real work's going to come in probably another month's time. Okay, I want to thank Eric. He put it in a format that's a lot easier to read. He added color, my black and white he didn't like. Chris's hard work, he's taking credit now. Now, it's a much easier read here now. So the first area identifies all the water and sewer districts within the town. The Brewster Heights is the second one. That's like a yellowish, not a yellowish, it's a greenish color. There's no problems there at the present time. Peach Lake is the blue one. Now, what we found, all those that you see there are being adjusted this time. There's been a lot of like renovations to homes down there in Peach Lake. You know, some went from 2-bedroom to 3 bedrooms. Some may have gone from a 4-bedroom to a 3-bedroom, making, you know, something bigger. So this will take into concern their adjustments that were made during that time. On Mountain Brook, there are 3 parcels that are identified on the district map as being in the district, but we can't identify them wholeheartedly to find out if they have a well or not. So that's being investigated. So that one is the one that's going to come back to the table. Hillcrest, there's 4 properties there which are identified. One's a vacant property being charged. There are 2 vacant properties that are not being charged. And there's one there that we believe has a well, and we have to research that one. And on Peaceable Hill, which is the newest district we have here in the town of Southeast, we still have properties that have vacant, no well, are being charged, some with wells that are being charged, and some that have wells that weren't even on the list. So we're going to be finalizing that. And in the end, we're going to have to make a resolution here to clarify. So if anyone new comes into a district, you know, how is it going to be determined what they pay? And we're working on that now. We're working with the town accountant with that, Levon Bedrosian, Lori Bell's office. It's a comprehensive study. It's taken us about 4 months to put this whole thing together. But we're down to the area now where I think we know where everything is. We have a full count. And I'll bring it forward to probably in another month. And we'll have to work on the wording of how we're going to move forward in the future. Any questions?
yes, on frequency, is it all quarterly throughout?
All billing is done quarterly for water
Okay.
and sewer throughout the town.
So, okay, so on the spreadsheet, it's all quarterly?
Yes.
Okay, great, thank you.
And other than that, again, there's not much we really can do at this point in time. We want to get all the numbers 100%, so when we come back, we can identify, put forward a resolution, and we'll have to, And one of the more important things is, what happens is, the building department will get, notice of a renovation of a building going from, a 2-bedroom to a 3-bedroom and vice versa.
Right.
So we're gonna have to have something there where, once the building department's notified, it affects the assessor's office, it affects the special district's office, and the accounting department, and that hasn't been done in the past. So this way here, there'll be a nice procedure to follow, so we're all on board, and any change after this is finalized will be counted accordingly.
And we want to be consistent
Yes.
throughout? Yeah, okay.
Okay?
The Brewster Heights section, do you anticipate taking all of those people off? And will that then,
What do you mean by off?
well, these properties are paying a sewer debt? and the
No,
amount of levy
no,
per
we'll
floor.
explain, all properties will eventually be the same as the Brewster Heights,
Okay,
because they're in the district, and there's a capital cost that each property should be paying.
okay,
We have found that's not consistent.
Right.
So we're gonna make all the properties consistent, not the amount of money that they pay, but whatever the percentage may be.
okay. But these properties are also tapped into the sewer district?
No.
No.
No, these are properties that are, I think there's only one, I don't think these are vacant, there's 2 vacant properties, and all the rest one's a commercial property, but they're not tapped into the system.
Okay.
They can, they're in the district, they can. But as you know, recently, we tapped someone into the Blackberry Hill
Right.
Sewer District, and they were not in there previously. So when we write this up, if someone new comes in that wasn't even in the district, we will know what they will be charged accordingly.
All right. Because to be fair, we want them to be paying some capital costs, so they don't get to just come in scot-free and have not paid into the system at all.
There is something in state law, which we're going to review prior to, that if you're in the district, you're supposed to contribute at
Right.
least toward the capital cost. The only thing is, how much do they pay, and that's what we have to determine.
So the property that just entered Blackberry, are they paying a percentage of old?
They were given
Cost?
a number based on, the accountant was asked, what is the capital cost? But there was no consistent number. It was, I wouldn't say arbitrary and capricious, because it was not,
Right,
but there was no set rule. But there will be a rule for all these districts, so if it happens again, which most likely may happen in the future, everyone will have the same criteria in which to join and which to pay. The only thing is the rates are different, because as you can see here, the cost, let's see, the lowest cost for a water district is $85, nope, $74. And the most expensive one, let me find it,
Springhouse,
Springhouse.
yeah. Michelle, where is that one?
825, halfway down.
825. So the lowest is $85, and the most expensive is $825. Big, big spread. But when you're consistent within, not the number, because again, each one. Now, some of these have, 200, 250 units that contribute toward the cost. Then you have a very small district like Birch Hill, which has, I think, 24 paying for it. So it's higher because there's so few people paying.
Right.
So the more people that are in the district, the less the costs are. And of course, the newer plants like Springhouse and Peaceable Hill, after you go through all the rigorous, I'm not saying it wasn't that back then, 20 or 30 years ago when these districts were formed, but with all the regulations now, all the different approval, all the cost of the equipment has really skyrocketed.
okay, thank you.
Okay. So, it'll be back. Get ready. Okay. I make a motion now to go into the regular portion of the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, whereas, what we have, the first one is Chapter 71, Explosive and Blasting. We did this at the last meeting with the public hearing. It's here tonight for the resolution. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Southeast hereby adopts local law number 5 of 2019, which amends Chapter 71 of the Code of the Town of Southeast entitled Explosives and Blasting. And be further resolved that the town clerk be and is hereby authorized and directed to enter said local law in the minutes of this meeting and in the code book of the Town of Southeast, and B, give due notice of the adoption of said local law by filing such with the Secretary of State of New York within the time required by law. So move for discussion.
I'll second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Next one is a resolution, the establishment of a performance bond for erosion and sediment control, New York State Electric and Gas, parking area, 35 Milan Road. Now therefore be resolved that the bond amount shall be established for the project set forth below. Project name, New York State Parking, tax map 45.1-23. Bond amount, site improvements, $474,000. Erosion and sediment, $76,000. And be further resolved that the certified copy of this resolution shall be transmitted by the town clerk to the planning board secretary and building inspector forthwith. So move for discussion.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor? Aye. Number 3, it's a resolution, ARB recommendation, New York State Electric and Gas Substation, 17 Branch Road. Now therefore be resolved that the town board hereby accepts and approves the report of the Architectural Review Board dated July 3rd, 2019, in connection with the application of New York State Electric and Gas Corporation, NYSEG, which seeks to expand and modify an existing substation located at 17 Branch Road in the town of Southeast Putnam County, New York, subject to the conditions set forth therein, a copy of which is annexed hereto and made part hereof, and that such report shall be incorporated in the final site plan subsequently reviewed and approved by the project by this planning board. Not this planning board, but by this planning board. So move for discussion.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Number 4, authorize to sign a contract to Sheba Business Services. We have 3 copiers in the town of Southeast. This one's expired. This is the copier down at the 1 Main Street for Recreation and Building Department. Now therefore be resolved that the supervisor hereby authorized to execute and deliver to Sheba Business Solutions for a 60-month program pursuant to state contract New York State PT 66615 in form and substance as approved by the town attorney. So move for discussion.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Number 5, resolution authorizing to seek financial assistance from the New York State Climate Smart Communities Grant Program. The bridge, the culvert at Cobb Road, it's been long rumored to be part of the reason that the Peach Lake backs up with water. Sometimes it's 3 to 4 feet above the normal height of the water. And they pointed the finger toward the bridge. We have an opportunity to make an application to see if we can get a grant for it, and that's what that is. We estimate it to be approximately $500,000. It's a matching grant, so we can do in-kind service or whatever, but we will be responsible for $250,000. We have one currently operating, which is going to be happening up on Welfare Road. I believe it's not happening this year, which we thought it was going to. It'll be next year. But unfortunately, that one was 100% funded at $450,000. This one's a matching grant. But if we can get $250 to offset the cost, it's better than $500 to the taxpayers. So, resolved that the town of Southeast hereby authorizes Victoria DeSidero, Secretary to the Planning Board, Architectural Review Board, and Zoning Board of Appeals, an employee, to act on behalf in submittal of an application through the Consolidated Funding Application for $250,000 to be used for the Cobb Road culvert right sizing. So move for discussion.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Now, I'd like to waive the rules this evening to add another one to our meeting. Let's see, we got 3 going that way. Hey, Phil, let me see it. So engrossed, I missed his tongue turn. Okay, thank you for getting this done for this evening. Okay, just a quick rundown. The town of Southeast has had Municity for quite a few years. It's been a great program. It saves our town a lot of time, except it's an old system, and they have what they call Municity 5. Eric, you've spent a lot of time on this. You know, one good thing about Eric, he's great with computers. So anything with a
That's the only
computer?
thing?
Apparently.
Well, yeah.
What else?
You're new.
Oh.
Give it time.
Okay.
But he's really good with computers, so he gets all this stuff. So at any rate, he reviewed it, he worked out a good deal, he shook them down for as much as he could. Is that the word we can use? Shake them down?
I think so.
He worked out a good deal, and it's a long time in coming. So resolved that the town board hereby accepts the proposal of Software Consulting Associates for its Municity 5 integrated parcel management software, and be further resolved that the supervisor is hereby authorized to enter in any and all contracts, agreements, or other documents as may be necessary and appropriate, all in accordance with the specifications and scope of the work set forth. So the first thing is, one, I make a motion to accept it to be on the agenda this evening.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and with that, now on the resolution sec, I move it for discussion.
Second.
Discussion.
I just want to thank Eric for working on this and Victoria and everyone. I think this will really help us with code enforcement, so I'm really happy with this upgrade. So thanks, Eric. I'm glad you're good at something.
Thanks.
You're cruel.
He knows I'm kidding.
I know. We're gonna get you at the end of the meeting. Don't
See? Yeah, I know. So,
Nah, we get her all the time. It's time to get you.
Yeah.
He's a new guy.
yeah.
Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Public comment? Town board comment?
Can I ask you a question? You mentioned Welfare Road. Do you know when, because I think we have a time limit on that.
Yes, and I thought the time limit was 2020, but we were informed when we made further inquiry, we have until next year at the same time.
2021?
Yes,
Oh, good, okay.
yes, big time.
And so what are we waiting for on that?
What are we waiting for? Well, the money was in hand, which is a good thing. We got the grant. And basically, the design of the culvert has to be made special for the project. And we couldn't meet the deadline. That's when we found out that we had the extra time, and so not to rush it. And of course, we might get it in this year, but if you don't do it during the summertime when the buses aren't running and things of that nature.
Yeah.
So if we did it, we'd be more toward fall, and they close the road when the buses are running, it'd be more of a detour. It's bad enough we're gonna have to do it during, a prime time, like in the middle of the year, from like June to September. So
So we're waiting for design work, or we're
the
waiting
design,
for?
everything is done. Everything's been approved by the state. We're waiting now for the culvert to actually be manufactured and
Okay.
delivered to the town.
The physical property, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Eric, do you want to go?
I just wanted to thank everybody who attended the fireworks show, first responders, the committee members that helped out, my fellow town board members that help out. I think it was a great event, and I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who was involved, our sponsors, you name it. And I think we got the fireworks parade next Thursday, the 25th. I think it starts at 6:30. I'm not 100% sure on the time, for those that want to attend.
And if I can comment on it, because everyone at the county legislature meeting last night was really singing the praises.
Speak more into the mic, I can.
Sorry, last night at the county meeting, the legislators were really singing the praises of the event, so good job, Edwin. And I hear that law enforcement did really, really well, so I'm grateful to them too. So I have something on e-waste. If I can give a brief report. First, I want to thank the public for their patience. We are up and running, and their good humor when they drop things off. We had, on June 22nd, 44 residents dropped off e-waste. On July 6th, 52 residents dropped off e-waste. And our container is about 3/8 full, so less than half, a little more than a third. And I do want to thank Tony, who did all the heavy lifting in the beginning to get this going, the town board, who's been really helpful, and even turned down tips. We were offered tips when we were working.
And you didn't take it?
No, we did not. We did not. Patty thought you'd be really disappointed. So, tip jar. But, I really would like to thank all of the staff, Patty and Kathy, Matt and Levon, Victoria, who's helped do the website work, and Eric and John were, and Edwin was there as well, but Eric and John have been there twice. So see, Eric does something else well, and they help set up and really help make it go very smoothly. So again, thank you to the public for your cooperation. You've been really terrific about this. And the next pickup is, I think it's April 3rd, it's the first August rather, it's the first Saturday in August, so 10 to 2. So, thank you all.
And there's an email that I've received a few emails where people questioning what could be. One was about a satellite dish. That kind of falls in the category. A lot of people think electronic waste when they hear electronics. If it plugs in, it's electronic. Well, it's electronic, but it's not considered e-waste. So if you have a toaster oven, you have blenders, you can put out in the second garbage pickup of each week in the town of Southeast, we have a bulk pickup. Some people aren't even aware that that happens. So bulk pickup, the second pickup of each week, you can put out anything like that. And this woman in particular had a satellite dish. And I just wanted to re-verify before I responded to her, something like a satellite dish, they're about, that big. In the old days, they were really crazy big, but they're about that big. And that you can put out with your regular trash, believe it or not. And that's part of the bulk pickup. Whether it's plastic and metal, it gets recycled by the recycler. So that's what bulk pickup does not become part of e-waste. And if you have any questions, you can email us at the e-waste, which is on the internet, on the webpage.
On our website, there are items that are accepted. and-
Yeah, but
and
we don't
it's-
have a complete, it's not a complete list.
It's pretty good, though.
Yeah, but it's not complete. Satellite dishes aren't on there, and I don't
No,
think
this
we're-
is what is acceptable. That's why it's pretty
Yes.
good
Yeah, but there's,
for e-waste.
we might miss something. So if you have a question about it before you bring it, you can just drop us a line and we'll respond to you. Or you can call down to special districts. It's also on the webpage because we identify items that are acceptable and what are not. Good?
That's it for me.
Okay, again, please, look at your mailboxes, look at your homes. If you do not have your 911 numbers, I mean, there was an incident the other night, and it took a while to get there. Now, fortunately, it wasn't something where it was a catastrophe for a person, but it could be. So please, just check your number. It's a requirement of law that you do it, and it's for your own protection. So look, a lot of people think, oh, you can see it. It's a 4-inch number that's now required. If you don't have them, we accepted 3 inches prior to, but I'm telling you right now, when you go down some of the roads, you cannot see your numbers, and when you need it most, it's not going to be available. So please look. Anyone else? I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion to close tonight's meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all for coming.